access to information, but my information was all censored. It was the Army Times newspaper, it was the Armed Forces radio, it was the Armed Forces TV, and we had other stuff, like we could listen to other radio music channels, but we weren't getting a lot of news. There wasn't any news voice. I had to go out of my way to find news that wasn't censored. That's how it is. That's how it's sounding. It's a fear-inspiring device. Why do you take your whole army, you put them on boats, you put them on planes, you fly them out there, and you leave all your tanks sitting in Germany or in Texas? All these people who are angry. You gotta have you gotta spend a lot of money, which there was a lot of money that sort of just disappeared. You gotta spend a lot of money, and you gotta give everybody electricity, and you gotta give everybody water, and you gotta put a dentist and a doctor every mile. If you start taking care of their kids, if everybody's got a light, if everybody's got water, and if they have electricity, they can have hot water. If everybody has all those things, they're not going to rebel. They're not going to revolt. And if you're not going to do that, then you put your take on the corner. Because then you've got the fear. You've got to have one or the other. That's frustrating. And then there have been over 100,000 civilian casualties in the last year. What do we get out of it? Well, we just bought the unabashed hatred of the entire world. That's what we just bought. Just about, if not more. And that's a situation where we don't have enough people over there. I don't think we have enough people who actually care. I think it's indicative of the problems that we have in our society. And this is our fast food nation, sort of. I want it now, I want it my way, I want it, I want to talk on my phone while I do it, I want to watch TV. Why do we have cars with TVs in them? I mean, why do we have navigation system? What happened to looking at a map? What actually happened to knowing where you're going? I think the other thing is responsibility. I don't think a lot of people take personal responsibility for their lives and their actions. I know a lot of people who turn off and let somebody make their decisions for them, whether they let Oprah make their decisions for them, or Rush Limbaugh make their decisions for them, or whoever it is. They've sort of signed up and they've made one decision that, hey, I'm going to follow this person, or I'm going to follow this ideology, and then I don't have to make any more decisions. And I think that's a cop-out. It's not a substitute to inform you how the world works, because TV is not how the world works. It's TV. I think it's important to strive for a society where we reduce violence as much as possible, we reduce crime as much as possible, and we become It distracts from the larger, horrible, tragic accident.